So, do you feel drained by a client who just doesn't get it? Let's talk about the power of no and setting boundaries and saying no to clients who actually don't align with your values and how you actually want to work with them. So let's talk about that. I see that many entrepreneurs and business owners, feel obligated to take on every client that they have. They have this fear of loss and, maybe a fear of income, a fear of revenue, a fear of cash, of reputation, if they actually say no. And when you really think about it, when you're being honest with yourself, the fact of saying no, it doesn't mean anything bad. But I think our brains have been wired to please and serve and say yes to everything that comes our way. And I know how tough it is to actually turn down work, especially when you're building a business. But not every client is a good fit, and that is okay. Not every client you should be saying yes to every demand that they're saying, because clients will always demand because they're paying, right? So working with clients who don't align with your values and lead to actually more stress and burnout, and you have to compromise your brand's reputation, and those are the kind of things, the consequences that would actually end up happening if you don't set those boundaries from the start. Saying yes to everyone is like trying to water your garden with a fire hose, right? So too much, it can actually cause damage because you are putting in more and more. Now, I want you to think about your favorite brands. Do you actually think that they actually cater to everybody? When we're all the time talking in this social media world, in this marketing world, that we should not be speaking to everybody. We should be speaking to our ideal potential clients. And no, they actually do not offer their services to every single person. They want to attract who they want to attract, that is aligned to their core values and how they see the philosophy about their business and their brand. And they actually, when they build that brand behind it, that's what they actually aim for. That is the kind of client they want to have. So us, it shouldn't be as spaghetti at the wall, right? So the real power actually lies in being selective, by setting boundaries and saying no to, misaligned clients. And you create that space for the right ones. You create that way of them coming to you. Yes, obviously you're looking for leads. You're trying to generate money. You want to have that cash flow at the end of the year. You want to have that revenue, but you shouldn't be working with everybody. So one of the things that I would say is that you'll attract right clients that actually respect your values, who you are as a business, who you are as a professional, and that work will lead to more fulfilling work because you will feel that you are in a better position to serve them. You will want to be there for them. You will have better results and you will have a stronger brand because people will actually speak about what you're doing as well. Now, I want you to think about trying to define those core values that you have and use them as a filter to actually choosing clients. And this actually, what it clearly does, it helps you actually to stand firm the time that you have to say no. You know when that time will come. You know when a client is poking your holes, right? And stop. This is the way that it is, right? Now, you have to find ways of communicating your boundaries. I know a lot of business owners that they bring in new clients, they don't set those boundaries from the start. You have to establish a communication and you have to say it very early on. From the moment they sign with you, from the moment they're paying you, these are the rules. It's like if you're going to a Facebook group, if you're going to a Facebook group, there are the rules of the Facebook group. You can't self-promote. You can't speak in a bad language. You have to be all great about the community. Well, this is the same way with clients. You have to let those clients know your working hours. I work from 9 to 5, and after 5, I am gone. And I will not answer phone calls and I will not answer emails. Because why? Because you also need your own rest so that you can be better the next day. I know this is actually very hard to understand when you're in the business of like event planning, or you are a lawyer, or you are in real estate, or because you want to be on call 24/7. And I'm sorry, guys, you have to set those boundaries. You should actually have maybe consider from the start getting two phone numbers, your personal phone number and your business phone number. If you give out your personal phone number, then they will actually do whatever they want with your time. And then they'll be in control. You will not be in control. So setting those boundaries from the beginning will actually limit, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, it's actually in a good way for you. Now, saying no with grace, it's an art, right? And learn to say no respectfully. Like, people like to be talked on one-on-one with respect, with being honest, and you actually provide an explanation if you have one. Otherwise, you don't have to explain why. Refer them to maybe somebody that that is a better fit. How many psychologists feel that maybe sometimes they can't help that patient and they refer them to other psychologists? We don't do that in our line of business because we're afraid that then the competition is going to be taking care of that. I've seen so many times when, for example, in our event planning business, that we have so many events, and I don't know why clients always want to have them in the same month when we already have 3 to 4 events. And I'm sorry, I think that if we can move the needle and say, listen, I can't do that month. I can't do that month. I can do the previous month or I can do the next month, but I can't do it in those days. Why? Because I'm busy. I won't be able to deliver what you need from me. And maybe it will cost you a lot more because I will have to hire more people. And this goes with interior designing, fashion, anything. When you already have set dates and things that are happening and you can't make it, then it's a polite kind of way to say, no, thank you, I can't do it. And it's not bad. Right? It's just a matter of practice to say it. Maybe you have to be in front of the mirror and say, no, 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 a million times. So maybe it sticks a little bit. Maybe you start working on your nose with your own family and friends. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we're opening Pandora's box. Now, but I want you to actually also focus on the long-term benefits of actually you delivering that no, because you will end up finding clients that want to work with you because they'll feel, that you hear them, they're satisfied, there are going to be referrals. It's cohesive with your brand image as well. So in the long term, this will actually be much better for you and your business. And the last thing that I want you to consider is to set a clear expectations from the start. Like I said before, this actually helps for them to know and what to expect. And it reduces all the potential conflicts that you may have in the future. Because if you educate them from the beginning, you set your boundaries from the start and you educate them. And I always say that it's never late to start doing this with new clients. Maybe you have old clients that have, they've been on your nerves and you know that they're not a good fit. Maybe you simply just don't renew that business. Maybe that business is a lot of money. Okay, then put new boundaries, set a contract, say from now on, this is going to be this way. Learn from the kind of things when you're going with clients, and don't be afraid to speak out. Don't be afraid to say what you actually feel in the nicest possible way, because in the end, what we want is that those clients actually continue to work with us. But if you have to set the boundaries, set those boundaries and educate them. Help them understand. Maybe they've been used to, calling you at midnight, but maybe from now on, we're not going to be calling at midnight. Maybe you set boundaries that the last call that you will receive is at 8 o'clock, and that's it, or 6 o'clock, wherever the time you want it, okay? So your challenge here is to actually challenge yourself this week and identify one client that maybe doesn't align with you or with your values, right? And you practice that no in a very nice and polite way. Or maybe you find that one client where you say, I have to start educating you on how we will be working from now on together, because I don't feel it. I feel that I still want to work with you, but I feel that I have to educate you. And don't tell me things like, sorry, I was going to finish the podcast, but please, don't say things to yourself when you're listening to me that, no, that's impossible. That client won't let me do that. No, I've tried and it hasn't worked. Try again. Try in a different way. Try again. Or sit them down. No, please, I beg you. You will be happier at the end of the day. And when I mean the end of the day, that on a daily basis, okay? Try and do this exercise, because you will feel much better with yourself, okay? So remember, saying no isn't about being difficult. It's about protecting your values and the business integrity that you have, and set those boundaries to attract those ideal potential clients that you want to attract, and watch as they actually make you feel better as a business owner, and you feel great and you feel motivated to wake up every day because you're serving the kind of clients that you want to attract. Okay, I'll see you same time, same place next week. Bye-bye.